Okay, for this activity, we're going to be working on Google Sheets formulas and formatting. We're going to compare two different groups of data, use that data to create a bar chart, and then we're going to add a picture to our Google spreadsheet. We're also going to use currency formatting for dollar amounts, and we'll make sure we've got chart labels, grid lines, and a title to the chart and a legend as well. And we'll also move the chart after we create it. And we'll use some math formulas to calculate total and average profits. And then we'll also use the autofill feature to fill those formulas down through the different rows on our spreadsheet. So let's go ahead and get started. So if you go to Google Sheets, open up a new blank document. First thing we'll want to do is we'll want to enter in the information from the assignment. If we scroll down here, we'll start with this information here, okay? So we're going to say lemonade stand, then we'll go Jack's profit and Jill's profit. Okay, and then we're going to have different days of the week. So we've got Monday, Tuesday, and then we can actually do an autofill here to get the rest of the days of the week. If we highlight Monday and Tuesday, so click and drag to highlight both, we've got this little blue box down here. If I click and drag down, we got Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and it automatically fills in those extra days of the week. Okay, that's kind of cool little trick there. Then we're going to go ahead and put in the profits. So the data that we have from the assignment, I'm just going to enter in here. Okay, and we're just going to enter in as numbers. We're not going to put dollar signs or anything like that because we're going to change that in just a minute. So just make sure you start out by entering in the data that I've got there on the assignment or that I'm putting in now. Once that's in, we'll want to widen the columns, so make sure we fit all of the data. So you can double click in between the A and B as you get this double line, and then we can do the same thing here between B and C and between C and D. Double click and it'll automatically give us the amount of space that we need. Okay, next we're going to format the numbers to currency. So if we go ahead and click from here, we can highlight these, or we could also just highlight, let me just try B and C. And then we're going to make it a currency. So we're going to click there on the dollar sign right here, and then it automatically puts it as currency. So that's perfect. Now we're going to want to add a bar chart. So let's go ahead and make sure we highlight all the data that we want in our bar chart. So we're going to include the titles, the headings up here, because we want all of that data in our bar chart. So I'll just click on Insert, and then I'll go to Chart. All right, so it gives us a chart here. This is actually a column chart. We're going to do a bar chart where the bars go across instead of up and down. So we're going to click here on chart type, and then here is a standard bar chart. All right, so that's looking pretty good so far. We just want to make sure the chart title says lemonade stand. So let's go ahead and go to Customize. Change this for chart and axis titles. We can change this to lemonade stand, and then we'll center it down here. Click on center. We got the title there. We also need to make sure we have axis titles. So we've got a title here, lemonade stand. We want to change that to days of the week for the left side, and then below we want to have a profits made. So I'm going to click here. It's going to take me to the vertical axis title, and then we'll change that one to days of the week. All right, that looks good. Now it's showing up there. And then we also want to add a horizontal axis title. So right here in chart and axis titles, we'll click on where it says vertical already. We'll change this to horizontal, and we'll go ahead and put in a horizontal axis title, which is going to show up down here at the bottom, and that's going to be profits made. So how much money Jack and Jill made. All right, so we got profits made there, and let's go ahead and make sure this is centered as well, so we can change the alignment here, and looks like that's going to be centered. So it centers based on the data. Okay, so that looks great. Next, we'll want to go ahead and add some clip art. So in the assignment, I had some clip art that we wanted to add. So if we go back to the assignment, scroll down a little bit, we've got this here. If you click on this, it'll download down here. Okay, once that's done, it should show up in your downloads folder. So you can go ahead and go back up to the spreadsheet file, and we can click Insert, Image. Let's go ahead and make sure. Let's go ahead and highlight just down here, just below. So once again, we're going to Insert. We're going to go to Image. We can say Image over cells or image in. So let's go ahead and do Image over cells. And then we're going to browse. So we're in the upload section. We're going to browse. And then I also actually just searched for lemonade here at the top in my search bar here. I'll show you. I just searched for lemonade. It should show up in your downloads folder though. I was just having a hard time finding it. So I'm just going to search for lemonade, and then I find my folder. I find my file there, and then I can just click open. Okay, and then my picture shows up here. So what I can do now is we're going to go ahead and let's just move this just down a little bit. If I can click and drag this down a little bit. Let's move this as well. So you can, once again, you can click once and then click again to drag to where you want it to be. And I'm just going to click them down below each other so that we're not covering up any of the information here in the spreadsheet. All right, next we're going to go ahead and add a total profit column just to the right of Jill's profit. We're going to say total profit. And then inside of cell D1, so we got D here and 1 here. Okay, that's where we're going to put total profit. And then next we're going to go down to D2. And this is where we're going to put our formula to add up the profit of Jack's and Jill's for Monday. So in cell D2, we're just going to double click in there. We're going to say equals. So that's how you start out a function or a formula. And then you'll go ahead and say sum, because we're going to add the two together. And this gives us a suggestion of B2 to C2, which if I clicked on that, it would put it in and it would automatically highlight this in orange. But I'm actually going to type it out myself. So sum parenthesis B2, and then a colon, C2, and then a right parenthesis, and then I hit enter. And the total is $35, and we noticed 15 plus 20 is 35, so that worked. Now, we're not going to have to redo this formula for every single one of these. All we need to do is we can actually click and drag this down, and it'll automatically fill out that same formula for each of these. So now it adds up each of these. So 20 plus 30 is 50, 30 plus 25 is 55, 3 plus 10 is 13, 750 plus 10 is 1750. So it automatically, as you pull down on that little box, fills in that same formula for the rest of the rows. All right, once we're done with this, we're going to now do an average profit right next to total profit. And then we're going to click just down below, and here's where we're going to do our formula. And once again, with our formulas, we always start with the equal sign. So equals, and we actually want to do D2, which is the total profit, and then divided by, which we're going to use this / here, and then we're going to say 2, because we want to get the average of the two people. So the total profit divided by 2 people, then we're going to hit enter, and that gives us the average profit there. It's giving us a suggested autofill. If I check that, it'll automatically use that same formula, but I'm just going to just show you one more time how we do that. We can click and drag down, or you can also double click on the blue box, and that fills the same formula there. So we notice $17.50 divided by 2 is $8.75, $13 divided by 2 is $6.50, etc. So it's using that same formula for average profit for each of these 5 rows. So that worked perfectly. Now that we've got the average showing and we've got that working properly, we're going to just go ahead and fill the column and row headings with a different color than the rest of the cells so that we can see those a little bit better. So if we go ahead and highlight lemonade stand, Jack's profit, Jill's total profit, and average profit, and then we'll go ahead and click on this fill color, this little paint bucket. We can give it a different color. And same with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll highlight that and we will give that a color as well. I'm just going to use the same one for both. Okay, and then since we already changed all the widths of these columns, let's do the same for the last 2. So we're going to double click when our arrow's pointing both ways, and same thing between E and F. All right. So then the one last thing we're going to do is just add borders to the data. So if we go ahead and highlight all of our data, if we're just clicking and dragging from the top left to the bottom right of our data here, including the headings, and then we'll just go ahead and add borders. So you see this little borders icon, looks like a grid. We'll click on it, and then we'll click all borders, and we've got borders for everything here. Okay, there's different styles of borders you can do as well, but for this, we're just going to use this one. All right, so that's it for the assignment. Once we've got everything in there, we've got our chart and we've got our picture all organized so it's not overlapping each other. We're just going to go up and title this Formulas and Formatting. And then we can go ahead and submit this in Canvas.